So we're going to start out this evening with David giving us a musical nigun to kind of get us out of our week and into the spirit of Shabbat. This is Ozi V'Zimrat Yah, the Lord is my strength and song.
Thank you.
To bring us into the spirit through the doors that we unfortunately can't go through together. We're now going to have the lighting of the Shabbat candles, and we are blessed to have the Verano family all there together. And so I'm going to have Esther unmute her family and lead us in the blessing of the candles. If you are able to rise and bring in the light of Shabbat.
Thank you, Sheree. Okay, Maggie. Liam, you go first. Just grab it. Grab this one. Just that one. Maggie. Maggie. Okay. Can you turn this one up? If you would join us in making 3 circles, and we are going to wish for everyone around the world lots of peace and love and health. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu להדליק נר של Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Virtual hugs.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Thank you so much for that beautiful, beautiful lighting of the candles and bringing in that beautiful light from Shabbat. We are now going on to Lecha Dodi. The picture on your left is, for those of you who might not recognize it, is a photo of Tzfat. And I chose that because David and I, a number of years ago, had an opportunity to actually hear Lecha Dodi in a gorgeous courtyard in the middle of Tzfat. And so I wanted us to put ourselves in that physical space. We're going to be singing verses 1, 2, 5 and 9. And then in verse 9, as you know, we are going to stand, find our doors, real or otherwise, and greet the Sabbath bride. So here we go.
La 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 do dee. La 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 the crackala. La 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 b'nei Shabbat. B'nei Shabbat mikabela. Shalom is a La 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 the crackala. La 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 b'nei Shabbat. B'nei Shabbat mikabela. Likrat Shabbat Likudil Michal Ki Imekor Abraham Merosh Mikeh En Sukkah So I say, the Mashaka to La 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 lecha dodi. La 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 lekrakala. La 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 b'nei Shabbat. B'nei Shabbat mikabela. Itoreri Iva Orel Umiori Uri Shildameri Kivod Adonai Alayis Midlah La 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 lecha dodi. La 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 lekrakala. La 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 b'nei Shabbat. B'nei Shabbat mikabela.
Please rise if you can. Greet the bride.
Boi b'shalom. Ha'eret malah. Gam b'simcha. Am Shuvula Oechala La 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 lecha dodi. La 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 lekrakala. La 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 b'nei Shabbat. B'nei Shabbat mikabela.
May each and every one of you find that the Sabbath bride is in your home. We now are moving on to the Barbu. Please rise again if you are able.
La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 Baruch Hu et Adonai, Amen.
Since this is truly from our home, you should know that I just had a kitty playing with my tzitzit, but we're going to move on anyway. We move on to the Ma'ariv Aravim. We are noting the shift from day to evening, the shift in seasons, the shifts in our lives. And if you will do, even though I can't hear you, read along with me. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bibaro ma'ariv aravim b'chochma poteach she'arim ubitbuna mishanei itim umachalif et ha'anim usader et hamochavim b'mishrotehem b'arpiach v'kertzohem borei yom v'layla golel or mipnei choshech Behoshech mipnei or, uma'avir yom u'mevi laila, umavdil bein yom u'bein laila, Adonai tziva'ot shemo. Elchai v'kayam tamid yimloch, aleinu le'olam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim.
We'd just like to remind everybody to please, if you're not muted, please mute yourself. So there's less chance of some crosstalk. Appreciate that. Thank you.
So now we're going to move on to the Shema and the V'ahavta. Again, if you are able, please stand for the Shema. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem, Kivod Malchuta, Leolam Amen.
I just saw in the chat that it's Esther's birthday. My goodness. We'll have to save a special round of a song for later on, but we want to let Esther know we know about this. Thank you, Miss Rabbi. We appreciate the information.
So what I'm going to ask us to do now, there may be some folks out there who are not yet bar or bat mitzvah, some who have been recently bar or bat mitzvah. So for those of you who are home with those individuals, make sure they're doing the V'ahavta with us. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levacha v'chol shefshecha v'chol levadecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'eleh asher anochi mitzavcha hayom alevavecha, vishinantam levanecha, vidabarta b'am, v'shivtecha b'veitecha, uvlechtecha v'derech, uvshovecha u'kumecha, ukshartam leot al yadecha, v'hayu l'totafot b'neinecha, uvtavtam amizot betecha, uvisharecha. Leman tizkeru va'isitem et kumitzvotai, v'yitet kidoshim Elohechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem, asher hotzeti etchem me'aretz Mitzrayim, liot lachem Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem, Adonai Elohechem, Emet. We now move on to Micha Mocha. We're crossing the rivers. So many of us are needing to cross rivers of fear, rivers of doubt, rivers of uncertainty. But we know from our tradition that just as the Israelites were able to cross that river, we are too. And so please join us for Rick Reck's version of Micha Mocha.
Micha mocha ba'elim Adonai, Micha mocha nehedar bar kodesh, ora tehilot, oseh feleh. Micha mocha ba'elim Adonai, Micha mocha nehedar bar kodesh, nora tehilot, oseh feleh. Who is like you? Who is like you, Adonai? Who is like you, Adonai? When Moses and the children crossed the sea, they sang to you with songs of joy. Who is like you, Adonai? Micha mocha ba'elim Adonai, Micha mocha nehedar bar kodesh, nora tehilot, oseh feleh.
You have all crossed. Congratulations. We're now moving on to Hashkivenu. And tonight we're going to do Craig Taubman's Hashkivenu. And I'm hoping that at some point, I'm going to take a sip of water as well. At some point when we are all together again and singing together, Taubman's Hashkivenu makes for a lovely round. And so David and I will finish off by doing it in a round. But again, men, women, and children, if you want to divide up at the end in your own households, that would be lovely.
Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu malkeinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu malkeinu lechaim. Ushmor tzedkeinu, Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu L'Shalom V'hamidenu Malkeinu L'Chaim Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu L'Shalom V'hamidenu Malkeinu L'Chaim
We now enter the Amidah. We are hoping that the visual will help you imagine yourself in our synagogue, that you'll kind of place yourself in a way that allows you to feel that you are taking 3 steps back as we begin, and then 3 steps forward. We will do some of the prayer together, and then you will pray silently, either what you have in your heart or what you have in your siddur, and then we will come back together for the Ritzeh. Adonai sifatai tifa ufia gita hilatecha Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotinu v'Imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomer Chasadim Tovim V'Konei Hakol V'Zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot U'Mevi Gula Livnei Bneihem L'man Shemo B'Ahava Melech Ozer Moshiach U'Magen Baruch atah Adonai Magen Avraham Bezrat Sarah Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai V'chayei metim atav Rav Loshia Morid Hatal Mechakel Chaim Bechesed Mechayei metim Berachamim Rabim Somek Nofim V'rofei Cholim Umatir Asurim Umekayem Emunato Lishenei Afar Michamocha Ba'al Givorot Umidomelach Melech Meni Tumechaye Umatmiach Yeshua V'ne'eman atat lechayot metim Baruch atah Adonai Mechayei hametim Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh U'kdoshim b'chol yom yalucha selah Baruch atah Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh. Ritzei Adonai Eloheinu V'amecha Yisrael U'tefilatam b'ahava tikapel U'tehi ratzon, tamid avodat Yisrael. Yisrael Amecha. Baruch atah Adonai shehotecha livadcha v'yira navod navod navod. We so need the shalom that Shabbat brings us. So again, we hope you're singing behind your screen. This is Shalom Rav.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata melech gadol lechol hashalom. Ki ata melech gadol lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov b'necha levarech et amcha Yisrael bechol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam.
The daughters of Zelophehad, part of our parsha tonight. I want to tell you a story, a parable, if you will, that speaks to our present moment as well as it speaks to our biblical past. Instead of a more traditional devar or interpretation, please join me in imagining a midrash, a filling in of gaps in the story we are given about what might have transpired before the 5 daughters of Zelophehad spoke their truth to power and said, quote, "Our father died in the wilderness. He was not one of the faction, Korach's faction, which banded together against the Lord, but died for his own sin. And he has left no sons. Let not our father's name be lost to his clan just because he had no son. Give us a holding among our father's kinsmen." What did it take for these 5 women Malach, Noach, Hagla, Milcah, and Tirzah, to step up before their community and challenge Moses and God for their portion, for the right to be counted. Keep in mind that they have witnessed God's wrath, as they acknowledged in reference to Korach's fashion, and that this Torah portion is named for Pinchas, whose violent slaying of an Israelite and his Midianite lover ends the plague that has caused 24,000 Israelites to die. Furthermore, their words follow verse upon verse. This is Numbers, after all, a census of men and their descendants, with only a handful of women named, including the daughters. So here is the conversation as I imagine it. There is Tirzah, the youngest of the sisters, barely out of childhood and still grieving the loss of her mother and father. As she hears their names called, she begins to cry softly. Milcah, slightly older, has always been the rebel and shouts angrily at her sisters, "It's not fair. The whole system isn't fair. Let's tear it down." Mala, the oldest, the peacemaker and substitute mother, seeks to soothe her little sister with a lullaby, whispering, "It'll be okay, little one. Somehow we'll survive. I'll take care of you." The Noach and Hagla, so close in age they could have been twins, and who always speak with one voice, shyly come forward. "Sisters, have you forgotten our strength? Our resilience as we have traveled through the desert singing Miriam's song? Our faith in God and our faith in each other? Someday, we too will have sons and daughters. How will we care for them if we cannot speak up for ourselves? And if we do not speak up, who will speak for us? Who will remember our Father's name, and who will know that our lives, our names, matter? God has told us as a people to listen, to hear God's voice, not only in the thunder and through Moses, but in our own hearts and heads. We can and should enter the assembly and respectfully state our case. Indeed, we must, not only for ourselves, but for those who will follow. And so, the sisters linked arms, crossed their own rivers of fear and doubt, and in one voice spoke up for what was right. Give us a holding among our Father's kinsmen. One voice weeping, one voice shouting, and one voice singing alone can be drowned out by the multitude and the powers that be. But the daughters of Zelophehad joined their voices to ask for justice, and they were heard. I'd like to follow this with a clip of a song called One Voice, written by members of a group called the Waylon Jennies. But I've chosen a video of that song that is part of a 4th of July celebration and is sung by members of our armed services. So hopefully this will all work. We shall see.
It's not working.
Hold on.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Navy and all Americans, we'd like to thank our wounded warriors from each of the armed services and their caregivers. We'd now like to dedicate this next portion of our concert to you. This is the sound of one voice, one spirit, one voice.
Difficult if you'll hold on one
The
moment.
sound of one who makes a choice. This is the sound of one voice. This is the sound of one voice. This is the sound of voices too.
There it is. It's right there.
The sound of me, I sing it with you, helping each other to make it through.
Let's start it over.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Navy and all Americans, we'd like to thank our wounded warriors from each of the armed services and their caregivers for defending America.
Sorry.
With pride. We'd now like to dedicate this next portion of our concert to you. This is the sound of one voice, one spirit, one voice. The sound of one who makes a choice. This is the sound of one voice. This is the sound of one voice. This is the sound of voices too. The sound of me, I sing it with you, helping each other to make it through. This is the sound of voices too. This is the sound of voices too. This is the sound of voices three, singing together in harmony, surrendering to the mystery. This is the sound of voices three. This is the sound of voices three. This is the sound of all of us. Spirit love the will to try. Leave the rest behind and turn to dust. This is the sound of all of us. This is the sound of all of us. This is the sound of one voice, one people, one voice, a song for every one of us. This is the sound of one voice. This is the sound of one.
We now move on to the Mishaberach. I have a list of some names, but if you would put in the chat any other names that that I do not mention, then David can refer to those as well. So we send out thoughts of healing to Mason Forster, Neil Branston, Sheila Sugarman, Adrian Brown, Marion Bloomberg, Monica Gershenson, Kay Knudsen, Carl Saperstein, Sophia Rosenberg, Benjamin Uden, Alexis Rosenberg Foreman, Mirnaz Halimi.
And from the group, David Andrew, Peter Ulbrich, Monica Gershenson, Lulu Mizrahi. There is an echo. Okay. Tony Maynard, I assume that's not a name. Patrick Ashley, Yael Amir, Ellen King. The Lewises.
Are there any other people in need of healing? If so, please think of them in your heart. We also are a country and a community in need of healing. So instead of singing the regular Misha Barak tonight, and hopefully this technology this time will work, let's see how it goes, we'd like to share with you a recent version of Heal Us Now by a group of young people.
You have to go through the whole thing again. There.
No, sorry. Did it go?
No, did not.
This always works when you have.
We did this twice this afternoon and it worked perfectly. So, you know, what can you say? We'll get there. Apologies. For future home people doing this, any tips that can be brought along to prevent this would be most useful and helpful. I don't know.
Okay. I'm not being successful with this one, so I'm going to go ahead and do our regular Misha Barak, and I will send the link of this to you as well. I don't want to take up more of our time, but it is a beautiful version, and it's you can probably find it on YouTube. Mishe Barak Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Limotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishe Barak Imotenu Mechor HaBracha Le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. David, would you like to go ahead and do the announcements?
All right, no technology necessary here. Okay, announcements. The food fair is here. Please tell all your friends. Email them the flyer that was attached to today's invitational email. Next week's service will be led by the inestimable pair of Bob Bennett and Holly Elfield. We know you will enjoy that. And this week, we have a very special Havdalah with Carrie Cohen on YouTube tomorrow night at 7 p.m. There is also an invitation to that in that same email that you got. Please tell your friends about Neshama. We are very excited about this new education program, and we need your help to get the word out. Watch next week for info about Lisa Bertassini's High Holy Days prep class, Preparing Your Heart for the High Holy Days. Classes will start August the 16th.
If there are any other announcements, you can go ahead and unmute. We do have Torah study tomorrow at 9. Rumor has it I'm facilitating with that. Hopefully, we'll see how that goes. Anyone else have any announcements? All righty then. I don't see anything. All right, so we'll move on to the Elenu. Again, if you are able to rise, please do. I'm hoping that the photo of the open ark with this is not our ark, but with the Torah showing will give you the inspiration that you need to do the Elenu. Aleinu l'shabech Adon hakol latekdu hayotzer breshit shelo sadak v'yaharatzot v'lo samanuk mishpachot hadaman shelo samka kinikahem v'goradenu kechot hamonam la'anaknu karim Umishachavim umodim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu shehu noteh shamayim v'yosed haaretz v'yashav v'kadosh hashamayim nimahal ushkinatu zo v'govem niromim Hu Eloheinu Eino Emek Melkeinu Efesulato Kakahatu V'Torato V'Yodat Hayom V'Hashivuta Elivavecha Ki Adonai Hu HaElohim B'Shamayim Imah V'Haaretz Mitachatateinu V'Ne'emar V'Haya Adonai Le'melech ol haaretz B'yom hahu Yeh Adonai Echad U'shemo Echad. Please be seated.
Sorry, there was more.
We now turn our attention to those who are in need of mourning. And I was really, really pleased when the Steins read this. It's in the Siddur. Given what's happening, and it's happening everywhere, I have been recently listening to our students and our alumni cry out that their lives matter. And just as the daughters of Zelophehad wanted to make sure that their names and their lives mattered, join me in the Kaddish for Black Lives. Creator of life, source of compassion, your breath remains the source of our spirit. even as too many of us cry out that we cannot breathe. Lovingly created in your image, the color of our bodies has imperiled our lives. Black lives are commodified, yet devalued, imitated, but feared, exhibited, but not seen. Black lives have been pursued by hatred, abandoned by indifference, and betrayed by complacency. Black lives have been lost to the violence of the vigilante, the cruelty of the marketplace, and the silence of the comfortable. We understand that Black lives are sacred, inherently valuable, and irreplaceable. We know that to oppress the body of the human is to break the heart of the divine. We yearn for the day when the bent will stand straight. We pray that the hearts of our country will soften to the pain endured for centuries. We will do the work to bind up the wounds, to heal the shattered hearts, to break the yoke of oppression. As the beauty of the heavens is revealed to us each day, may each day reveal to us the beauty of our common humanity. And we say together, Amen. We start with the list of those members of our family and our congregation who have passed in the last 11 months. Again, when I'm through with the list that I have, please add to your chat if there are other names, and I'll ask David when I'm done to read those. Ilse Spivak, Ken Rosenberg, Robert Achtel, Benita Pascual, Clara Segura de Amaras, Thomas Hammond, Sheree Liebenhout-Tivsky, William Rochford, Carolyn Elder, Robert Alexander Ginsburg, Warren Weinstock, Phil Rosenberg, Raquel Benvenida Yabiz Segura, Stephen Henry McCoy, Gerard Rosenberg, Rebecca Yabiz Segura de Apasoa, Brian Ginsburg, Bella Berkovich, Lori Malkin Zidell, Herb Glassman, Dolores Allen. David, would you read any others? Are there any other recent deaths?
Jose, I'm going to try to get this right, Apesoa.
We then remember those whose yortzites fall on this Shabbat. Michael Blatt, Lester Foreman, Estelle Klein, Ethel Lang, Ruth Lehman, Sarah Merker, Jeffrey Stanky, Chaim Weitzman, Sylvia Zapersky. Are there any other yortzites that you'd like to share? We then stand as one family, all of whom mourn. They were stepping on a cat. And recite together. If you'd like to unmute and join us, this would be an opportunity to do so. All your voices need to be heard. Yit Gadal, Yit Kadash, Shemei Rabbah, V'yamad Divrach Hirutei, V'yamlich Malchutei, V'chayechon, Yomechon, V'chayei Demol, Beit Yisrael, V'agalah U'vizman Ariyah, V'imru, Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah V'barach, Ya'olam Lameh Amen. Yitbarach, Yishtabach, Yitpa'ar, Yitramah, Yitnaseh, Yithadar, Yitalev, Yitalav, Shemei, Yikudashah, Yirachu, Le'elah, Mikol, Bechata, Teshirata, Jush Bechata, Denechamata, Amaran, Be'amah, Be'imru, Amen. Yehi Shlama Rabba Shemaya, V'chaim, Aleinu, V'yam Kol Yisrael, Be'imru, Amen. Ose Shalom Bimrama, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom, Aleinu Ya'kol Yisrael, Ve'imru. Amen. Zichronom Livracha, may all of their memories be for our blessing.
Amen.
So our closing song tonight is If It Be Your Will by Leonard Cohen. And I think we chose this one in part because right now, so little is under our control. And those of us, including myself, who are a little bit of control freaks, are finding this really difficult to live in an age of uncertainty. And so I think this song in particular speaks to finding that place where we can give it up and say, if it be your will.
If it be your will that I speak no more, and my voice be still as it was before, I will speak no more. I shall abide until I am spoken for. If it be your will, if it be your will, if a voice be true from this broken hill, I will sing to you from this broken hill. All your praises they shall ring. If it be your will to let me sing, if it be your will, if there is a choice, let the rivers fill, let the hills rejoice. Let your mercy still on all these burning hearts in hell. If it be your will to make us well and draw us near, oh, bind us tight, all your children here, in their rags of light, in our rags of light, all dressed to kill, and in this night, if it be your will, if it be your will. Say something.
So we will close with the blessings for wine and challah, and to share our families' wishes for a Shabbat Shalom, for an ability to find that space where we can give it up to somebody else's will. And so if you have a glass of wine and if you have a challah, please, by all means, grab a piece of it and grab a glass. And I would like you to unmute because I think this is something we should recite together. So if everyone's unmuted. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shalach kadsha b'haratzon v'yilchilchanu zikaron l'maaseh bereshit. Yom Tehila Lemikra El Kodesh Zechet Ziyad Mitzrayim Kivanu V'acharta Yotanu Kidashma Mikol Ha'amim Shabbat Kodesh Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh Hashabbat. Chaim. And then if you have a challah, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
All right, so don't anybody go anywhere. We got one more thing to do. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Esther. Happy birthday to you.
And many more.
Happy birthday, Esther!
Happy birthday, dear Esther.
Shabbat Shalom. We love you all.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, Esther!
Hope to see you soon.
Good morning.